everybody, welcome to Lisa's Art Room. Tonight we're going to be working on our field notes junk journals and some specimen cards. So y'all come in and say hi, let me know you're here. We'll get started on this in just a minute. Sorry I'm a little late. I went to pull up my page and Facebook changed it again and I couldn't find my page. It was like the page button that's usually in the bottom like right hand corner is gone. Now you have to just push on your picture. It took me like 20 minutes to figure it out. It's like I hate when they do that. Stop changing stuff. I'm trying if I'm alive. If I can get it to reload. There it is. All right. Hey Dawn. Hey Bonnie. Hey Lori. All right. Hopefully volume is okay. Don't know if anybody said anything. Let me see. Yep, Bonnie did and Dawn did. Okay, thank you for letting me know. Or some of the comment, what was it? Oh, okay, it's just mine. All right, so we're working on these. Do some fun specimen cards today. So I've done specimen cards before. I usually just cut them out myself and do it. But I was online and looking around Etsy and I found some that Tracie Fox did. And they're real cute. So I'm trying to find one I haven't already changed. But they look like this. Sorry it's backwards. It'll be right when I pull it up. But they're like this. And she has like a whole bunch of different sizes. So little and then really, really big. And then she has some, let's see if I can find it. Sorry, I'm a little unorganized. Let's see. It has like some little pictures with it. And a whole bunch of little like tags, which I've already cut out. So I'll have to show you when I pull the camera up top. But anyway, I thought that was fun. It's a little different than the normal specimen card that's square. And so we're going to play with this. And she has a video where she does it because it's her digital. But I'm trying to reconnect. I'm going to hopefully change it up just a little bit. And have fun with it. But I'll link her video on my YouTube, not on this Facebook because it's just not a good place. But I will link it when I post this to YouTube. Okay. So sorry, I don't like being unorganized. I get all flustered. Oh goodness. Hey Cindy. All right, so let's go ahead and pull this camera up top so we can get started. Straight. Okay, I think that's good. Lighting's weird. All right. So I've got my sewing machine out. I've got my die cutter out. Now, it's going to be a little crazy using them, but I'm going to try. But you don't have to have either one of those to do these. I just happen to like it. So I'm going to try. So a lot of these I've already colored and made a little bit more grungy. And I'm going to do one just to show you how I did that. So you can see how I grunged them up. I don't think I did that one. Hers are just slightly grungy in her actual digital. But I really made them like more grungy. So let's see. I'm going to play with that real quick. I'll just do a couple of these that I haven't cut out. I have more sitting here somewhere. Oh, there's one. All right. I'm not going to get to all these, so I'm just going to pick a couple. I wanted to do a couple of really small ones. They all say different things. So she has, let's see, a couple of different versions here. So like this one has identification. That one says sample notes. That one says sample notes. Specimen sample, botanical sample. So they're all slightly different. Some have a place for an eyelet, Some do not, although you could still add one. All right, let's do one small one. We'll go with this botanical one, and then we'll do one of these bigger ones, maybe two. Are those the same? Those are the same. Let's do these two. And I get my inks. I'm so unorganized. Okay. Oh, there's another one I've already done. Let's pull that one out too. So these are the type I typically do. Just a typical square one. I've done them many times. These are some Field Notes rub-ons. So I actually kind of forgot I had those. We'll try to use some of those today. And I did some die cuts of those bugs I showed you, the Tim Holtz bugs. I'm trying to find the folder. Where'd you stick it? There it is. Is that it? Nope, that's not it. Where'd you put it? Oh, come on. Don't know where I put it. Maybe I stuck it over here. All right. I'm gonna find it. This is dies, but I know I don't feel like I stuck it back in there. Maybe I did. So there's the dies. This die set came with a stamp set and a die set. I thought I had pulled it out, but I guess it came with that. I got it on Amazon. I want to pull that out too. This one here is has a stencil, and it has that stamp set. I got this from, I think this one came from Dawn, but you can order these on Amazon. That's where I usually get them. And I also got this. I might use this one. Eccentric. What else do I have? Yeah, I think Eccentric. I don't have Field Notes. He has a set called Field Notes. I don't have it, but that's okay. We don't need it. I'm going to pull those out. Pull this out. I'm going to show you these bugs real quick. Keep this handy. I thought I'd pulled one of these bags aside for my current projects, but I guess I didn't. Or if I did, I stuck it somewhere and I can't find it, which wouldn't be unusual. It would not. So I really thought I did that, but now I'm not seeing it. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe somewhere. Okay, so I want to make some of these bugs to possibly use in some of these specimen cards. So they were a little challenging. So you have to figure out if you're going to color them, if you're not going to color them. You can just do them black and white, but I wanted them colored. So if you do them just black and white or whatever, or brown, these are embossed, but you kind of end up with, you know, just a plain version. Now, I went ahead and embossed these because I think it looks better than just the ink. They look pretty cool embossed, actually. See? I think they look kind of cool embossed. So I did some embossing. But then I just made a whole bunch with, I used like watercolor pencils and metallic jelly roll pens and a couple different things to color them when I die cut them out, and they just weren't doing it for me. So I'm trying to find two that are similar. Reconnecting. There it goes. All right. So this one is just with like the jelly pens and watercolor pens and different things to color it. this one is the same thing, except I embossed it after, okay? And it just makes the colors really pop. So half of these are embossed, half aren't. Well, probably more than half, honestly. I did do a whole bunch. Like this water bug. Trying to hold them. Let's see, this one's not embossed, and this one's embossed. They just, I think it really helps if you emboss them. And I just use like clear embossing powder on them. But, so you just get a cardstock. I think I used white. And then the first thing you want to do is stamp them all with just some black ink. Ideally, use like a archival or a StazOn permanent ink. Don't use your distress inks, it makes them kind of fuzzy. So I stamped them onto paper first, and then I took all my little die cuts. I'm not going to do these because it's just going to take up too much time. If I can get them out of here. Where are they at? There. So then you just take your die cuts, and let's see, do I have a scrap piece here I can use? And you just lay them out onto your stamped image, and you run them through your machine, okay, to get the little die cuts. And they've got little like guide marks on them. Let's see if I can show you one that has a decent one. Well, that one's pretty good. So they've got like little marks. Now, they're registration marks, but they're also release marks. And I was watching Tim's video on them, and I didn't even know that they were registration marks. I knew they were release marks, but if you've messed with dies, you know what a release hole is. It's basically these teeny tiny little holes here that help you pop out the dies when you're done, and you just stick something pointy in there to get them out. But what he did is he also, on the stamps, he made it so that, I'm trying to find the one that goes to. He made it so that the little dots line up to the black spots on like the legs and the antennae and stuff like that. So if you have this in the right spot, that black spot under there will line up in that hole, and it will be black through there. Okay, so it's supposed to help you to lay them in the right spot so that they get cut out right. I didn't know that. I just lined them up. But it is good to know if you're trying to mess with these guys, because it can be a little tricky to line them up. But they worked pretty good. I cut all those out. It didn't take that long. At least it didn't seem that long. I'm sure it took longer than I think it did, but it always does. But, so I did those. Oh, and it comes with this cool label too, which I'll probably play with today. I'm trying to see if I can tell what it is. Not really. It's just some sort of letter. But it's cool. So I might play with that some. But anyway, so that's how I did these little bugs. We'll probably use a couple of them. There's a whole bunch in here. Tons and tons of little bugs. Like I said, some are shiny, some are not. I think they look really good embossed though. I think it really makes a difference, especially with like the ladybugs. I really noticed a big difference on the ladybugs. Let me see if I can find a plain one. There's a plain one. Ooh, it's dark. I can't hold on to it. Right there. See? It really makes a big difference. Okay. So anyway, bugs. Lots of bugs. No spiders in there. Just like beetles and cicadas and some mayflies. No dragonflies, which kind of surprised me. But there's mayflies, which are similar to dragonflies. This kind of looks like a dragonfly, but it's not. It's a mayfly. But anyway, and some water bugs. I think they call them like water striders. And a couple beetles. I had one of these in my kitchen earlier. These little black ones. My cat was trying to eat it. I had to go catch it. I don't know where it came from. It snuck inside. So I had to catch it before the cat ate it. Oh, let's see. Okay, so we're going to grunge up some papers, which I've buried now. So move all this out of my way. Over there. And we'll just do one. I'm just trying to show you so you know how it works. It does pop, doesn't it? It makes it so much better. Alright, so let me find my protective sheet here. Where's it at? Alright, Tim Holtz mat. This is his media mat. I kind of wish I'd bought the smaller size, but I didn't. I bought the big one. I might go ahead and cut those out just so I don't have to deal with it after. You can do these before you cut them out or after. I don't think it matters, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm not going to score them yet, though. I think I'll score them after. Let's get a really long spot. So when I'm doing little pieces, I use my tiny scissors. When I'm doing the long piece that needs to be straight, a long straight cut, I use the big scissors because it works much better than trying to use the little ones. Just so you know, in case you're new. I didn't know all these things when I first started. You know, nobody told me, and I just didn't know. So we're going to use just some distress inks on this. So I've got some vintage photo. You can use oxides too. I kind of like the peeled paint oxide and the vintage oxide. They do look a little different. Got some brushes. And we'll just use, where's vintage? Vintage. Alright. So we're just going to ink these up a little bit. So the first thing I want to do is put kind of like a base coat on here. So I'm going to use vintage photo first, I think. These are my oxides. One that's plain. That's our Cairo. We want that one. Is that pink? That's pink. Let's label that pink. I try to keep my pink ones labeled. Otherwise, I will sure enough grab them. And sometimes it's hard to get the pink out. Alright, so we're just going to put a little coat. So start off your card whenever you're inking, because if you start on it, you'll end up with a hard spot. So start off the edge and slowly work your way in. And it will give you a much better fade. Okay? So we're just going to a little bit of this color on there. Not too much. I'm not going crazy. And a little bit here. Okay, and then I want some of that green. If I had a green and just ink and not oxide, I'd probably use that. Oxides and inks are very different. The oxide will turn white when it's wet, and it has pigment in it, so it's more opaque than the inks are. So keep that in mind if you're new and you haven't used either one of them. They do react very differently. So same thing, we're going to start off the edge. Like I said, this is the oxide, so it's got a very strong pigment. So we do a little bit of green, not too much, just a little. Just because I kind of like it. And a little bit here. Alright, so there's my oxide. Don't mix your oxides because they react differently to water. And if the oxide gets wet in your tin, it'll oxidize. You don't want that happening. Don't oxidize it until you're ready to oxidize it, because that is not what you want. So you can see how much more opaque this is than the other vintage photo we used. It's a lot darker. I'm not worrying about that because something's going to be there. And we'll do just a little bit on here. Maybe some in the middle. Alright, so we got our colors on there. I'm not doing the inside because it's going to be covered. Does not matter. And now we're going to get some water. And first thing I'm going to do is, I've got all this ink on here, so I might as well use it. So I'm going to spritz it. Okay. And then I'm going to get ink on my fingers, but you just want to mix it up. Okay, just a little to break it up so it's not got lines. We don't want harsh lines. Okay, and you turn it over. You're just gonna dab and dab, just a little, and try to get a look you like. Leave it. Same thing here. If it's too strong, give it a little more. And dab. Okay, and leave it. And you can see how it's starting to oxidize in all those places where, I don't know if you can see if the camera will show it. See how it's turning white in some spots? That's the oxidization. And if you get anything that's too harsh, you really can't stand it, you can try moving it around, or you can just dab it with a paper towel. Okay, so we're going to do that. I'll grab a paper towel because I made a mess. Clean up my mess. I could do probably 5 more with this. I'll see. I might go ahead and just do this one real quick. I'm not going to put a base on it, but I am going to just hit it just a little because it's there. So we'll just set that one aside like that. Somewhere. Where can I put you? I need more space. There. Okay. Do I have any other blank ones? I'm just grabbing my blank ones because I might as well use that ink. And it's not going to take but a brief second to do it. It's a little different when you don't brush it first, but it still looks good either way, honestly. But I did want to show you brushing it first because it is a different effect. See the difference between that and that. Okay. We'll just throw these aside. Let them dry. You can dry them with your heat tool, but I'm not getting to them right this second, so it doesn't matter. Now I can clean this mess up. Those are almost dry already, but we're going to dry them a little bit better. Don't waste that oxide. I know, right? Exactly. Stuff's expensive. All right. So let me grab my heat tool. Where are you running around? There you are. I'm just going to use this Tim Holtz one. I could use my blow dryer too, it's fine. Either one's fine. But we'll use this one. Not quite as noisy. I heard you. Alright. So let's just dry this a little bit. I've got a couple that are already dry, but I'm going to go ahead and hit these because I'll probably try to get to these too. It's going to warp on you a little bit. I'm trying not to set it on here because I don't want to warp my cutting board. Do be careful with this. It does get really hot. It's hotter than my blow dryer for sure. If you have one of these, because you can emboss with these. Takes a little longer than a normal embossing heat tool, but it does work. Right there, that's pretty good. And you can flatten these out if you want under a heavy book or something. I did flatten the ones I did earlier out just a little bit. You could also iron them. I don't usually go to the trouble of getting out the iron though. That's just not me. Alright, there. So just see if I can flatten those a bit. But aren't they nice and grungy? Look how nice and grungy. Throw them under a heavy book and leave them, and then they'll turn out, you know, flatter like this. So much flatter once they've sat under a book or something. I'm not doing that right this second. Okay, now, so you can use different types of acetate on these. You can use packaging if you have a bunch of packaging. You can use a layer of packaging. You can use transparency sheets if you happen to have any. I have a whole bunch of them because I used to use them in my art murals that I painted on walls. So I've got an old pack of this transparency film. And I mean old. This stuff's really, really old. 2006. It's pretty old. But this is a thin kind of acetate looking sheet. So looks like that. So it's not super thick, but you can use those and any kind of a packaging really. Thicker acetate, if you have a thicker one, you want it thicker. Just, you know, save your packaging. Or you can buy it, but I don't think I've ever had to buy one. Alright, so I have some acetate that I cut out. There it is, I see it. So I made a little template to cut my acetate out of the transparency sheet because I wanted to get the most out of it that I could for these particular cards. So I printed one on paper, and I can put that up on my page for y'all if you want it. I don't know if you'll find it useful or not, but I found it useful because then I could do all the lines first. So let me get rid of this before I cut it. I will sure enough cut it. I've done it once already. I forget and I'll leave it under there. So I've got 4 of them here. So I did put a sticker on one of these just to play around and see how it would work. So that's just one of those like PET type stickers. But you just lay it out, lay your acetate on top, trace it with a Sharpie. Okay, then you've got it all lined up to fit, and it might be a little big on some of these because I didn't really measure these first, but I think it'll fit most of them. So that fits this smaller one pretty good, and then these should fit this bigger one. If I remember correctly. Let me see. Yeah, so that fits that bigger one. So that's the deal there. You can cut these with scissors or with a rotary cutter, like so, or you could probably use a utility blade, I would imagine. I don't know if I've done it with a utility blade. I've seen people cut acetate with their trimmer. I don't know. That freaks me out. I haven't tried that. But anyway, so we're going to sandwich our specimens between this acetate. But I also made some grungy to play with. So what I did is I took the same stuff as this, and you could still use your packaging acetate to do this. I'm trying to find it where I put it. I put it in here. And I used my alcohol ink and I made some grungy versions. Okay, let me get a plain piece of paper so you can see. So these are just a little bit grungy. with, I just took alcohol ink, put a few drops, spritzed it with some alcohol, played with it, moving it around. You can use felt to do that, or you can just use a rag or whatever. I usually just use a little scrap piece of felt. So this one's kind of vintage. This one's kind of, it's a little more orangey. And then I did a green one. So I've got these to play with if I want them really grungy. Some people don't like them super grungy, some people do. So, but I didn't mark these, but that's okay. It's easy enough to lay them over the top of this and mark them. So I'll keep that all handy and decide what I want to do. No, this actually is just it's one of those report folders. I just stuck them in that so I could, now I can't open it. I'll put them in there so I can keep up with them. All right. Whew, melting. So these can be sewn or not sewn or just glued. It's up to you. When Tracie did hers, she showed sewing them. I got my sewing machine out. I'm going to try and sew one on camera. It's a little tricky for me, but I'm going to try. Because the way I want to use most of them, I don't know that sewing will work. But we'll play with that in a minute. So these are big. I think I've got some bigger plants I can use in these. So I have plants in here. What do we got? I don't even know what's in here. Let's see. More specimen cards. All right, so I have some I made on acetate already. So if I use these, I would just stick them straight in without more acetate because I've already sandwiched them. These are some dried plants that I bought off of Amazon. They came in little packs like this. I bought these, I don't know, a year ago maybe. It says Comago, C-O-M-A-G-O, dried pressed flowers. They also came with the stickers, which I'm not crazy about the stickers, but they came with them. But they have different colors, some leaves, some flowers, and they're real. They're actual real flowers. And then they came with these stickers that are like the PET type stickers. I separated a few of these out that can be reversed because I kind of like to see the same on the both sides, and most of the time the stickers don't work like that, but there were a few in this pack that could be reversed. So I just pulled a few out like these. Sometimes the antennae didn't line up, and sometimes the body had a slight curve, so that didn't work. So I had to kind of just watch and see what would work, but you just stick them together and see if they'll work out together. So you get the same on each side. So I'm going to use maybe one or two of those. I don't know. I might use one of the big ones. We'll see what I have big. I didn't have a lot of butterflies that could be reversed. Now see, this one's, see this, the body is a little weird. Yeah, I thought that really lined up, but it does not. Yeah, it's body, the body curves. So I'm getting this like double body thing because it doesn't quite line up. So this one wasn't a good one. I don't know why I stuck it in there. I'll put it back in its regular pack because it's not good for doubling. I tried to separate them out, but I guess I failed. And then I had some dragonfly ones that I put in for reversing. So let's see, we'll do maybe, I lined that one up. That one was pretty good. Let's do that one. They are a pain to separate though. I hate separating stickers. Oh my gosh. Me and stickers do not get along. I always have to fight with them. Alright, so we'll keep that one out. Where can I put it? I'm going to try setting it up there. I'll probably lose it. And then I had some dragonflies. Maybe one dragonfly. I think the dragonflies are big, so they'll probably have to go in. Oh my gosh, that tape. Why did you put the tape right there? It doesn't work good. Move. It's in my way. All right, let's see. So I know this brown one did. So this one lined up pretty good. Turn this sideways. Yeah, that one lines up real nice. Let's see. I think this one did. I don't know about that one. Let me see. No, see, that's got a curve. There's no way that lines up. If it has a curvy tail, it can't line up because it's going to go the opposite way. And it just makes it split there. Makes it split. Which makes it kind of look more like a mayfly. That's fine. We're just going to throw it back in here for now. But the ones that are straight, they work real well. So we'll just pull these two that are straight. Might play with those. And then I'm going to use some of the plants. The plants are fun. I like the plants. And I have a few of my own plants from outside that I flattened out last year. Don't know what else in here. Let's see. A very large strawberry. This is a purple smoke bush from out front. It's pretty big. I don't know if it'll fit well. These are just feathers from my feather duster. They're not like endangered or protected birds. They're just from my feather duster, so safe to use. And what else do I have in here? I have some orchids, a little bit of orchids. These were in plastic sheets at one point, but they're not now. Some maple leaves. Big. Bunch of orchid petals. That's a full orchid. Now here's a white one. I don't know if they're too big though. Probably are. I might see. Like I said, I already have some in here. That's just a Tim Holtz laser cut or whatever. Possibly 49 dragonflies, but I think it's Timmy's. It might be 49. The 49 dragonflies ones, 49 in market, say the right word. 49 in market laser cuts don't have the edge. But the Tim Holtz ones, a lot of times will have an edge. Some of them don't, but a lot of them do. And I don't like the white edge. So I do tend to prefer those. That's sticker. Some of the dried flowers. A leaf, a feather from my feather duster. This is like status, I think is what you call it. Some kind of daisy looking things. Various flowers. I don't know what some of them are, but I know these are orchids because this came from my own orchid. I'm going to try to pull these apart in a second. Let me see if they'll fit in that big one. I think they will. Yeah, I can fit them in there. I don't know how many of those I did. A couple. So I've got a sticker that'll fit, and then I've got a couple of orchids. They're a little more bulky. At least that one is. The purple one is. I don't know how many more whole ones I have. I had a whole bunch of them, but I guess I used them. I probably used them all. Tweezers. Alright, so I've got the purple one. And I've got this little white one. It's not going to show up very well. I wonder what it would look like in a grungy. Probably not good. Let me see. Yeah, no. takes away from it a lot. Some things are going to look okay in the grungy, some things just will not. So we'll play with that and see. All right, so for right now, we'll keep these. I don't know if I'm going to use them, but we'll keep them there. I do like, I only have one of these strawberries left, I think. Oh, so I pulled this from my strawberry plant, which is growing right now, so I actually have plenty of it. But what I did is I ran it through my embosser. And you just put like, watercolor paper works real well, but you put like a paper on each side of it, and I showed a video on this whenever I did it, which was probably when I was doing the nature journal. And then you run it through the embosser and it squeezes out all the water. And then you can flatten it like in a book or something. It dries a whole lot faster than waiting and, you know, for it to dry in a book. So that's what I did there. And then you also end up with like impressions on whatever. I think that's napkin paper. Like the tissue paper that I make out of layers of tissue. I think I must have used that. And then I had some parchment in here, so who knows what all I used, but I can't even remember because it's been too long. But I only have one of these. Nice in there. Like I said, I can go dry another one so I can have two. And then this is just from my bush. It looked kind of pretty. I feel like it had a lot more purple to it when I first did it, but it's cool looking. A couple different sizes. So maybe something like that and one of these. A lot more bigger ones than I have smaller ones. They fall apart fairly easy, so you do have to be careful. I just took a piece of cracker paper. It's sticking to the back. I hate those things. There. Get in there. It's the sticky stuff is sticking, so you have to fold it under so it doesn't stick. All right, hair, go away. There. Okay, enough talk about dried flowers. We might use some from these because these are pretty. All right, so let's play with our stuff. Get to doing something here. I've done too much talking. So I'll show you how I did the sticker with the dragonfly one, and I'm not sure if I want to put an extra piece of acetate over the sticker or not, because in order to get it double-sided, you have to stick the sticker on both sides and line it up. But then in order to make it look covered, I'd have to put even another layer of acetate, and I'm not sure I want to do that. I'm thinking it's fine just like it is. So if I use this one, that's what I'll do there, probably. But what I did is I took the sticker, so let's grab a dragonfly. One. This is going to be a pain because they never separate. They fight me every time. Where's my little pokey tool? I just had it. Alright, where'd you put it? I put it here somewhere. I didn't put it back in the bin. That's what I should have done. Then I could find it. There it is. I buried it. So you have to figure out. You have to try to separate them. And they don't give you like a fold or anything like that. You know, they want you to really fight at it. So I usually just play with it and use the pointy tool until I can separate it. Okay. And then, ooh, those are staticky. Alright, So once you get it like that, I'm going to lay it on here. I really should have something white under it. I'm trying to look for a plain piece of paper. I guess I'll have to keep using this one. Just makes it easier for y'all to see what I'm doing. The white piece of paper under there. Alright, so grab your tweezers because it's going to be a little bit of a pain. Make sure it's clean. Oh, that's under. Okay, don't come off then. Try to line up in the middle. So staticky. Okay. I'm gonna stick that. Now, the tricky part is matching it. So you kind of see the image on the back. It's just not, you know, it's not clear. I need more space. So I'm going to try and put the sticker on top of that. So she says. Easier said than done. Did I separate it? I did. Good job. All right. So staticky. Dang. Can't believe how staticky it is. All right, so we're going to try to line it up. I need look at that. I need to like demagnetize myself somehow. I'm trying to find something metal I can touch. Nope. I don't have anything. Nope. All right, we're just going to go for it. So I'm going to try to line up its little head, because you only get one shot usually, because it's like, it's hard. I'm not going to lie, it's really kind of hard. So I'm trying to get the tail and the head lined up, and that should make everything else fall into place. Oh, that's really crooked. I don't think I can pull it off of there though, so I'm going to leave it. I've tried to pull them off before and it does not work. So there's a tiny bit of difference in the wings, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. It's not too bad. All right, so there. We kind of have a double image. So that's how I did that. We'll throw that in one of these. So just make sure it fits. Yep. I like to have a little room outside the acetate so that I can put glue on the cardboard as well as the acetate. So we're going to cut this out. I'll try to cut on the black line so that there's a little bit of black line left, because that really helps you to see it if you drop it. It's not so bad once you have an image on there, but before you have an image on there, you'll lose it. It'll be gone. You'll be like, I don't know where that went. And you're not going to see that black line, so don't freak out about it. All right, so side where you want it. Which side you like better? They're pretty much the same. We're just going to go with this side, I think. And we're going to put a little bit of glue. Now you could use double stick tape too, but if you're going to sew it, you definitely don't want to use double stick tape, because it will gum up your machine. Usually our glitter will hold okay. It's not going to hold if it was peeled away. Like when you put glue on art glitter on acetate, it holds in place, but if you were to try to pull it off, it would come off. But it does hold a little. So I wouldn't count on it to hold permanently. But we're just going to put a little bit of this around here to hold it in place. I'm probably going to sew it. I'm going to try not to put too much, because I don't want it to come up my machine. Ideally, you want to wait for it to completely dry. Trying to get it right in the middle there. My paper keeps moving on me. job. I pulled it right off. I rubbed too hard. Right there. Stick. It only needs to stick for just a minute or two until I can get it in place. So by having that stick like that, what's going to happen is when you put the glue around the rest of it, it's going to kind of hold it in place so it can't really be peeled off. But if you were to put a lot of pressure here, it would probably pop out. So sewing it does give it that little extra. But, oh, I'm on the wrong side. That's okay. They're pretty much equal. So, can add stamps and things, which is fun. We'll probably do that last. I'm not going to close this yet because I have a plan for this. I think this size, maybe the size down. I'm going to leave it open for right now and let that glue dry a little bit better. And I'm going to do one of the small ones. I'm trying to keep this paper under. See if I can get it on the right side this time. I forgot they fold backwards for me because being right-handed, I feel like it should open that way. But, you know, it opens this way. So I'm going to try to get it on the right side. All right, let's do, like I said, I already have some in acetate. I might just use one of these. I'm trying to see if the tape will show. These I put on with double-sided tape. I like that green one, but I also like the flowers. I like that pink. I call it status. It reminds me of status. You know that stuff you get in plants, the dried. I'm pretty sure it's called status. But these were ready. I made this sheet up a while ago so that they would be ready to use. They're already in it's a, what is this? It might be a transparency sheet. It might be packaging. I really don't remember. So then I've already got one that's like that. Same kind of thing. We'll just get it in there. So I'm just going to glue this a little bit. Not too much. Hopefully it won't gum up my machine. Now, if you're not going to sew, I would probably try to use double stick tape because it will be stronger than the art glitter in the long run. But it's not absolutely necessary. Now, same thing there. I'm not going to completely glue that down yet. If I was done and I'm going to leave this like this, I'll go ahead and glue this down. But you'll see in a minute why I'm not. But for right now, we're just going to leave it like that. Okay, so there's that one. We're going to put some stamps and stuff in a minute. And let's see. I had some on craft paper. I don't know. I like the ones on regular better. Let's see. I should use at least one of the grungy ones, right? Maybe on the smaller ones. Maybe the vintage one. It's not quite as grungy. It's only slightly grungy. And I could make it less grungy by adding more alcohol. This one's just a little bit grungy. So let's try that one. Boy, these things are hard to separate. Get in there. All right, I need to trace a size on here though. So I'm going to see where I want it because I don't think I want to use a really dark section. So I'm just going to lay this on here. These aren't too bad. These sections aren't horrible. So I'm trying not to go like crazy orangey. Where is my marker? Where are you at? There you are. And a clear ruler. me zoom out just a teeny bit for a second. And we're just going to trace these onto this grungy transparency. Did I do that middle line? Can't even tell. I think I did. I'll find out in a second. I only need like 4, so I don't have to do the whole thing. Good. Okay. Good enough. Oh, if you do use your marker on your clear ruler, clean it off with some alcohol, because otherwise you'll be ending up with alcohol ink, or, well, basically alcohol ink, Sharpie all over your hands. Because if I run my finger along there, I'm going to end up Sharpie all over me. So I do try to remember to clean this off after. Alright, so let's pull my paper back over here. So I'm going to cut out 4. That will give me 2 cards, because we want it double-sided. You could just fold them. This is pretty thin transparency paper, so... Oh, ooh! That noise. These scissors are like ribbed, so they're kind of noisy. I think this will fold. I'm gonna see. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't tried. Otherwise, I'll just sandwich them. Let's see if it'll fold. I am not sure. Will it or won't it? Question is, will it fold and stay folded? Kinda, but not great. We're just gonna cut it. Alright. So there's 2. So this paper, like I said, I just used my alcohol inks to do that transparency. Mess. Let me grab my flowers. Where did I stick them? Oh, they're there. Pick some of these. See what looks good through here. I feel like 2 are a lot less, so yeah, that's better. All right, how about, I think a leaf would maybe make sense. Got a leaf in here. These are messy. I'm just going to warn you, they are very messy. They're double packed with like a sheet, but they're just very messy. Just want to grab that little fern. It's a little bit big, but I think I can make it work. I don't know. Let's look at it, see what I think. If I do that, it's not bad. Or if I do something lighter. I think I got 3 there. I have 4 there. The red's not bad in there either. What do y'all think? I have no idea what the page I'm putting this on, the colors are. Probably not red, but I have maybe a smaller fern. I'll leave that for now. let's put it in this because it's going to make a mess. There's just a lot of little dried pieces that tend to fall out. What's in here? There's a little fern. Trying to pick it up through the plastic. That doesn't work. It's got a little more blue to it. I like the size better though. I could trim that one. What else we got in here? Got this purple one. That's kind of pretty. What did I do? I did one. Where'd it go? That was kind of purple. Let me look at it. It's pretty much the same. So I already did that one basically. I have a thinner fern. Here's a much thinner fern. Maybe I'll do the two ferns. Should I do ferns or should I do flower? I'm trying to see if either Bonnie or Dawn. Is Dawn even on here? I thought I saw her. I'm trying to scroll back. Your grandma used to raise orchids? I love orchids. They're so pretty. I don't see Dawn. Okay, I saw her at first. Yeah, you were on for a minute. Are you still around? You're here. Okay, Bonnie's here. I don't know if Dawn's here. She tends to fall asleep because she's got to get up early for work. All right, what else we got? Do you care, Bonnie? Do you want more flowers or some ferns? Some ferns. We have this really bright green. What's this look like? It's pretty too. I don't know if it's too big for this one. Let me see. It's a little bit big. I think there's just one there. Yeah. Yeah, she was here. I saw her talking. I don't know what happened to her. This is a little bit big. I'm not sure. You like both? I like both too. You're supposed to make these decisions for me. All right, we'll do a blue and a red. If I can get this blue out of here. I'm trying to open it. It's so staticky. It's very fine. All right, get back over there. Where's your packet? There it is. I'm gonna put that green in the other one, I think. I can't hit it all. Okay. I'm gonna put this fern back in here. It's a little bit big. All right, I think I like, so we got two ferns. We'll keep these out. We'll put them somewhere. Although I do prefer the frillier ones, but I don't have any left. That's all I have left. Oh wait, do I have one cut already? I have one in here. I like that size better than this size. This one looks like a full-on juniper or something. All right, get in there. You're gonna fight me. Let go. Okay. All right. I think I'll just use this one I've already done in here. And then I'll make one. All right, we'll do that one for that one. And then two flowers. We're going to do the flowers with the grungy because I think it looks good with the grunge. So, flowers for these. Like so. Okay. And then we need something for this one. Hopefully I have enough cards to look around. I need 2 more pieces of stuff, but I don't want grunge, so let me find my clear sheet that I cut. It's here somewhere. There it is. Oh, I didn't do it already. I'll have to come back to that because I gotta cut it. So let's move him. Try not to break it. They're very fragile. Okay, you go there for a minute. All right, we're gonna put this and this in here. So we're gonna glue to this side first. So we got 2 pieces of acetate. It's by deciding which one I want on the front and back. So I'm gonna put the clearer one on the front and the more grungy one on the back. So put that there. Got a little piece of red there. So we'll put this one here. This should be all right. It's a little big, but I think it's all right. All right, don't get glue on your thing. All right, so we're going to sandwich this between. What time is it? This always takes longer than I think it will. All right, so which is the front? All right, that's the front. So I'm going to put a little teeny drop of glue on the back of these flowers. Just on to hold them in place so they won't move. It should dry clear. Sometimes it doesn't completely, but it should. I'll try to get it to hold for a second. It won't hold, you know, super good on the acetate, but it kind of helps just keep it in place. And this is just one little piece that fell off, but I'm going to stick it on a stem. Because why not? So we're just going to stick it there. It may end up on the bottom later. Who knows? But we're going to try to stick it. All right. So then we want to put some more glue. Or you could use double stick tape in between the acetate pieces, which might be a good idea. It would definitely hold them better. Let me grab just a little piece of this double stick tape. A little bitty thin one here. So I'm going to use this just a little in between. I'm not going to go crazy. But I'm just going to put it here. That'll just keep the 2 acetate pieces together. Hopefully if I sew it, it's not going to be an issue. I may not sew this one. It is kind of small. If I could remember where to put the double stick tape where I don't think I'm going to sew, it would be okay. Just depends on how close I'm going to get to that window. I don't know if I'm going to sew this one. I wasn't going to sew them all. But this will definitely hold my acetate down better. Because like I said, the acetate sticking to acetate with just art glitter is not, it's probably not going to stick very well. Alright, stay. It's trying to move on me. I'm just going right over that stem. Alright, now I got to peel that. Maybe. Let go. Okay, I'm going to try to get this acetate right over that. Trying to see if it's got, it's the same width. It should be the same width, but you know, sometimes I mess up. I feel like I got on the edge there a little bit. I did. All right, I got too close. Hold on. I moved it over And I'm not going to try to peel it up. I'm just going to peel that a little bit there. Not so close. Nope. Still got some. Let me use my small ones. I got too close to my edge. I should have trimmed it down just a little bit more. I'm gonna try to get it. I think I can get it without cutting the paper. Not the ideal way to do that, guys. Okay, I think that'll be all right. So that's that one, and we're going to just stick a little bit of glue. Actually, do I want to glue this yet? So 2, I have a plan for putting over a card. Where's the other one? I'm trying to see how many I have. All right, I have 1. I want 1 this size. I want 2 this size. So let's just not glue this yet. I'm just going to wipe that back off. All right, we're not going to glue that yet. All right, we'll leave it. So these 2 I'm going to keep for the project I have in mind. And then this one we could probably just go ahead and glue. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet. I have no idea. I don't really have a plan. No plan. All right, one of these was grungier than the other. This one's a little more grungy. I'm going to trim this one this time because it's just a tad wide. Not much, but a little bit. That's better. All right. Grungy's interesting. Glue on my finger. All right, a little bit of glue on the flowers themselves. Sometimes they have a better side. Sometimes you really can't tell. Hold on to it. We'll just go to this side. I'm just putting teeny little drops. There's more flowers there. I think I can just move this one. Well, I didn't want it there. Come on. I want you there. Stick. Stick. Stay in place for me. Okay. And this one. I don't know. 1/2 dozen the other guys. Tiny drop, tiny drop, tiny drop. I cannot hold on to them. And let's see. We'll do this one like that. Are you gonna stay? Okay, double stick tape. Just a little on my edges here. Where is it plastic? Trying to see it. I'm not going all the way to the edge or nothing. It's just trying to hold that top layer of acetate in place is all. Just give it a little extra. I feel like it's safer. Now, there's a chance that the flowers will move. The idea is to get them tight enough in there they don't really move. And the little bit of glue should help, but they might move a little. unfortunately, aside from really putting a ton of glue, there's not much you can do, and it wouldn't look good, so we don't want to do that. Okay, I'm going to lay the acetate on top and try to line it up. I'm going to trim it this time. Make sure I trim it because it's just a fraction wide. Let's check the size. Yep, that's good. All right. Clean my fingers for a second. Okay. So this one I'm going to go ahead and, you can see the glue, but it should dry clear. It usually takes like a day because there's no air in there. So it does take a while. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and glue this one shut. So let's just go ahead and glue all the way around. Put just a little on the acetate there. I don't think I plan to sew this one. If I do, I just have to wait like a whole day for that glue to dry probably. And I don't trust sewing through double stick tape. It can be really gummy. All right, so there's that one. So that's going to be like that. And we're going to put some stamps and stuff. You can stamp before or after. It really doesn't matter. It's not like it's getting bulky or anything. All right, so there's that one. We got one of those. I need two of those, right? You know what? I'll glue this one shut because I don't really need it to be out either. Now, the way she made these, you could technically make a pocket out of them and just stick the image on the front without cutting out a hole. I didn't really plan on trying any like that. But it seems like it would work. Try to get glue on there. Okay. There's that one. It's a little teeny tiny bit off right there. But you can just trim it. You could probably ink it and hide it, but I'm just going to trim it. Just a little bit. Yeah, wasn't much at all. So there's that one. And that's with just the sticker. Okay. Let's see. Let's get to my stamps and stuff. I'm not going to try to do a billion because I just won't get them done. I'll probably do more off camera later. Where's my holder? I didn't do the orchids, so I might do them later. Let's see if I can figure out where they were. There's that. I think I had originally had them in here, so they wouldn't get messed up. I just took packaging, threw a card in it. I'm not very good at holding on to these things. I still have a couple of stickers here, but I'm not going to try to do them all on camera because I just want to get to it. And then we won't get anything done. But I will do these later. I'm just going to throw them in here for now. Trying to get them out of my way where they're safe. Okay, we'll stick that back in there. This here. All right. Too much stuff, guys. Okay, cards. Do we want to try to sew those? Maybe. All right, so here's some. So you can stamp, you can put stickers. Let's put that back in there. We're gonna stick this. Sorry, I'm trying not to lose things. If I don't put them back, I'll lose them. They'll be on the floor. The cat will eat them. Okay. Stamps and stickers. All right, stamps. So number stamps are fun. You know. Okay. So there's a field label on this one, which is fun. There's like a figure number stamp. There's a specimen circle stamp. And then here we've got like type slide, handle with care, things like that. Handle with care, maybe. Trying to find a good number. Maybe this number. And maybe this number. Just grabbing a few of those. And a couple of inks. We're going to use archival, so I think a black and a red. There's a black. And where's my red? This stays on red. I also have like a mulberry somewhere. No idea. I'll go with stays on. Okay. And acrylic block. Alright, so we're just going to add some stuff. I want a smaller number. Let me find one smaller number. 509, that might fit. Anything else? Here's a small number. All right. Okay. So, some ink. So, let's do our numbers. I'm not going to do the NO. I'm going to try to get just the 509. If I can, I could just throw a piece of tape. That's what I usually do. Just a little piece of tape. I'm going to end up with ink all over me. And then it can just stay. There. And then, where's my chamois? Okay. Field name. That's a big number spot. Will that fit? Well, 4 of them will fit. I'll just try to get that piece there. That there. I missed the 2. Totally missed it. That's why you put tape, because it's easier to see what you're doing. We'll do it on the other one. All right, tape's going there. Try to get the whole 2 this time. All right, we'll put you. You should fit here. There. And then some sort of number there. Something small. I don't want to use this. I'm trying not to use the same number on everything. To clean that before I put it on. Let's see. I'll go about there. Okay. And filled label. We're going to put this. Maybe on the back. Some of these, I don't know if I'll see the backs. I think I'm going to put them in so I'll see the backs. I'm going to stick this here. Didn't show up very well. Better. Good enough. All right. Some of those. Handle with care. Let's put that somewhere. Cool. Cool beans. I'm leaving some places in case somebody wants to write on them. And figure. We're going to put this. There's some places with little numbers. I think I can put one of these figures in there. Maybe 2. Yeah, that works. A little small for the others. Maybe this one. I'm just going to switch up the number to the other side. Try not to get ink all over my tape. It's going to stamp everything. All right, let's see if we can do this one. Okay. And then field name. Do I have any kind of a name? Let's see. Postmaster. Transportation. Not really. Letter parcels. just going to leave that. All right. I want this to be red. So it's just going to give it a little pop of something. Oops. I hate those plastic things. It says not to remove it, but I'm really tempted to throw it away. I don't know if it makes a difference or not. But I am tempted to just toss it. All right, where can I put you? It's like a little circle that says specimen. I think I'm going to... I think I'm just going to stick it back here. I don't know if there's anywhere I can put it there. Let me see. I just need a piece of cardboard. I'm just going to put it a little bit on the edge. Just for, you know, color. Mostly just for some color. I don't really care if it makes sense or not. We just want a little bit of touches of color on there. Alright, get some stamps on there. Okay, we're going to put our stamps away later because I don't want to deal with the time. Some grunge. I don't know if it needs grunge. It's got so much grunge already. I don't think they need grunge. No, I think they're grunged up plenty. It could use this little grunge stamp, but we're not gonna. We're just not gonna. I'll get it back where it goes. Put it on the right side. All right. We're going to stick all these on here until I can put them away. There. All right. Okay. Is our books out? Got clear stickers. Pieces everywhere. I'll be finding them for a week. I think I got them all. Alright, so what I want to do is, so each of these had, let me get this ink out of the way real quick. They have a little card in them that's like a half a page. And I think I can attach it to that little card. At least that's what my brain is saying. That should work. Sorry, I have way too much stuff out. Ink. Oxide. Okay. What kind of function? So these have little tags that you can use too. Let's see if I can find the folder of them. Somewhere around here. Specimen card tags. So they also have with her kit, like if you wanted, I'm not going to do it today, I don't think, but you could take these, put a little eyelet there and attach it. I think I'm gonna run out of time, but that's something I might do later. We'll see. We'll see if I can get to one. I don't know. These are all Tracie Fox's things. I cut them up already. If you want to look it up, it's on Etsy. But I'll put the link in the YouTube. I promise. All right, so in here, which I think I marked, is a page with like a half of a card. It's one of the Tim Holtz ones. Okay, and it's got like a little piece. So what I thought would be fun, I think it was this one. Let me, there's two. Let's see where this one is. This might be something else. Okay, I was thinking of just putting the big one in this. Yeah, okay. So for this one, I took one of the plain coffee dyed pages and I wrapped one of the filled notes around it with a rough edge, and that's just going to be a pocket for this one, the bigger one, like so. Okay, so that's how that one's going to work. And then the other one, I'm going to put, of course I closed it, now I can't find it. It's on the other side of this. It is. Okay. I'm going to attach it to this. That's the plan. I just don't know if I want this folded out or in. I might actually fold it back out. Okay. So what I was thinking is that I could put this on here like that. And that way you could actually see through it on both sides. But I was thinking I want to just sew it through there. It doesn't have to be sewed. But I think that's what I'm going to do. So I have to decide which color I want. I feel like both of them are the same on them. So that's purple. I think I glued this one. So we're going to put this somewhere else. And this is blue. The blue looks good. All right, let me see the other booklet because it might have the same one. I just don't remember. So this is Dawn's. Let's see what Bonnie's has. Did I put a paper clip? So here's her big one. Did I make a second big one or not? I don't think I got to it. So I will put one of the big ones in here, just so you know. And then, all right, so here's yours. So yours is the same card. So they're both the same card. So color-wise, yours has pink on the other side. So I think I'll do the purple one on yours. So I think that will look better when it folds this way. So let's do the purple one on yours. I'm just going to move some of these things that might have color. Okay. Too much stuff. So we're going to sew that on there, and then we're going to do the blue one on this one. This one's just so regular coffee dyed on the other side because I put the pink on the other side. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so this one's going to go here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue it, but I think I'm going to sew on there too. So I might sew around this first, just for looks, although it's really close. I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm just going to sew. I thought about putting a brad and having a brad here and having it come out, but the problem is it would have to sandwich just right unless I put it on top. I don't know. I think I like the idea of it being sandwiched. It doesn't have to swivel out. It's not going to really make that much difference. All right, I'm going to sandwich. I said, and I have 15 minutes left. All right, so we're going to put a little bit of glue. I might sew it later. I'll have to see. I'm not going to try to sew it on camera, I don't think, because it's just going to be a pain. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue there and line that up where I want it to go first, which should be about halfway. It doesn't have to fit on there a lot. I'll flip it and see if I got a lot of room. Yeah, that's good. That's like a 1/8 of an inch or so. Okay, and then I'm going to put glue on the rest of it. I didn't put an eyelet. It doesn't really need one on this. Get this edge. Okay, I'll fold that over. Got a little bit of an opening there. I don't like. Hold on, let me see if I can get some glue in there. Get that to seal down for me. Hold it for a second. Is it working? Yep. Okay. Let me just clean up that edge. I like it. Alright, so that is going to be like that. So when it's on this side, it's really shows on that plain page, and then that has a writing. Like, you could journal there, or not. Alright, so there's that one. And I could sew a line there, but it's not really necessary, honestly. I may not bother. And I may put a little, I think I'll put an eyelet there, just for looks, more than anything. So I think I'll do that, but I might not do it on camera. I've only got 10 minutes left, so I'm running out of time. Let's do this one here. So same thing. Since I had a little bit of an issue on that other one holding, I'm going to throw a little piece of double stick tape right there. If I can find my double stick tape that I promptly hid away. Or dried it. There it is. I just think it's going to hold better since I'm not sewing it. The other one acted like it was trying to gap on me, so. Oh, listen to the owl. Could you hear him? Don't usually hear them this time of year. Usually I hear them a lot in the fall. All right, a little bit of glue here. Line it up. There. Hope you like this project. It's a little different than my normal specimen cards. Tracie did a nice job with these. Just get that little piece there. Oh, I was going to trim that. It's got a little bit off right there, but I'll fix it. bother or not. I don't know. I probably could just ink it. I was doing it with those scissors. Let's see. There. That's better. Okay. So there's that one. So it'll come over like that. I like it. I'm gonna grab the eyelets. I think I have time to get a couple of eyelets in there. They're mostly going to be for looks, but that's okay. And if I wanted, I could put a ball pen and hang a couple of tags off on the edge here. There's plenty of room. I'm not sure exactly how I would do that, but she had some smaller. I could cut these smaller too. Might be fun to put it like a little bulb pen or on this side. I'll think about that. Maybe. Might be fun. I'm sure I'll do more with this later, but this is a good start. Alright, so crumb eyelet thingy. Okay. Let's see. 1, 2. All right, I'm glad you like it, Bonnie. Eyelet. There. Just gives it a little something. Okay. That's what that looks like. Bonnie's, and this one's Dawn's. What size? Hold still. Oh, good job. All right, and there's that one. Cute, cute. I like it. I am perfectly happy with that. So like I said, I'll do one more big one for the pocket for yours, Bonnie, and then I'll decorate the others, and we might stick them somewhere. Well, I'm sure we'll stick them somewhere. I just don't know where yet. So, but we're going to leave it at that. It's almost 11 o'clock, and I got to finish up. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. If you have any questions, feel free to send me a message. I'm pretty good about getting back to y'all. If y'all ever send me a message and it says, "We've received your message," it's like some automatic thing. I can't make it not do that. It just does it, and just ignore it. I'll get back to you. It makes it sound like, I don't know, I'm ignoring your message or something, and I'm not. It just does it so quick, I don't get to it. I don't particularly like that auto setting though. All right, I'm just trying to clean up my mess a little bit. Put stuff back where it goes. So, yeah, I'm going to do the rest of those. I'll probably just go ahead and off camera make up some of these little tags and things. And maybe I'll throw them on with a ball pen or something. But they could be super cute. Just inked up and, you know. Let's see. If we ink these guys up. Just little tags. Honestly, you could even reverse them. You could put another image on the other side so that it's got two sides. I just didn't do it that way, but if I have another one the same size, I might do that. And then I'll throw like a ball pen or something on them and stick them in places. We'll put them somewhere. I will get use out of them. But it's a great little kit. I'll link y'all the kit. It's an Etsy thing. She did a good job with it. So, y'all check out her stuff. She's got lots of stuff. That is it. I'll call it quits there. Hopefully y'all enjoyed. And I'm trying to grab Dawn so I can put it over here. And I'll be back on, gosh, what is today? Is today Wednesday? I'll be back on Friday. And we'll, I didn't even use any of those bugs. So I'll probably put some of those bugs in some of the others. Honestly, I just spaced it. But I'll put some of the bugs in, because I've got a billion of these, and we've got so many places that we can throw some specimen cards. I will use them. I just don't know where yet. So, trying to find the page I just did. Oh, this is yours. One has field notes on the outside, and one has paper on the outside, black and white paper. There. This one goes here. This one goes here. There. And this one. I'm setting it up because I like to have my last shot of what I did. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys what I printed. Oh my goodness. I don't know if y'all are still on here. Alright, so I printed y'all up some pictures. I know, it's so good. So I did some of my paintings on vellum for y'all. So in Bonnie's, I've got this butterfly. Trying to get it where it goes. Butterfly, and then on the other side, there is a, I think it's a paradise lily, if I remember correctly. Okay, so I've got a couple of my paintings on there. And then on Dawn's, where did I put that card? Sorry, there. Okay. You're supposed to stay there. On Dawn's, I did, you gotta see where I stuck it. There it is. Okay. I did the prickly pear, or prickly poppy, and a little squirrel. So those are the two paintings I did on those. Now, if you guys want something different, just let me know. I can reprint something out. But I just kind of chose things that went with colors and went for that. Alright, and I just totally close that back up. It's doing so good. Alright, there we go. It's never going to stay. There. Good enough. Alright, so you guys got some of my paintings on vellum in there, and I think you'll be happy with the ones I picked. Alright guys, have a wonderful rest of your evening. I'll see you guys on Friday. Take care. Bye-bye.